Supervisor Miller.
Mr. Chairman, I have a few comments to make. I have been down to the border in Arivaca. I went to the Chilton Ranch. I saw what those individuals down there are having to deal with. I saw videos of people crossing with backpacks full of drugs. I saw the folks who are on the front lines. They're in their late 70s, 80s. They're having to deal with this in their front yard. People that they don't know coming into their front yard with weapons, and they've got it on video. And I also saw the very large billboard right outside the Border Patrol station in Arivaca when you drive through. We support our Border Patrol, and it's signed, it's painted on the sign, not with signatures, but the residents of Amado, Arivaca, and there were a couple other communities that I can't remember. I wish I had that picture with me today. It's a huge billboard-sized sign, and those people all support the Border Patrol that live out there because they know they're protecting them. So I wanted to get that out there, that I've actually gone down and visited the border. I'll be going down again soon, and I think everyone needs to go down there. Do a walk along, see what's going on the border, because until you go down there, until you experience it, you have no idea. And this vilification of the Border Patrol. I watched a report last night. They're diving out of boats into the Rio Grande River, saving fathers, children, babies. They're pulling them out of the water. They're babysitting them. They're feeding them, and they are taking care of them. And yeah, you can deny that, but that is a fact of what's going on that border. And point of order, Chairman Elias, could you ask people to refrain from commenting until I'm finished? I listened respectfully to all of you. Please listen to me. I have voted to support law enforcement grants from the federal government since I was elected in 2013. As a matter of fact, in 2018, I voted yes twice for Stonegarden. And then that was in February, again in March. And then it was brought up for reconsideration 6 months later in September. I happened to be gone from the meeting that day. I had to be out of town for a family event. And I was not here to vote on it. I would have voted yes again. I don't know why I needed to vote 3 times in 1 year, but that's the way it works. No one expected it to be brought up for reconsideration 6 months after accepting it. I'm not sure what to say anymore regarding the Commission's agenda, and it couldn't be more clearly illustrated than with the vote of the Commission to reject $5,000 in grant funding that is for seatbelt and safety awareness, keeping children in safely restrained car seats. Who could object to accepting those funds? It is clear there is an agenda. The agenda of the Commission is clear. Reject anything and obstruct the Trump administration. Not the Trump agenda, as Barack Obama had the same policies and the same funding. We now have a Republican sheriff as well, and it is to obstruct his ability to do what all the Democrat sheriffs before him have done, and that is to ensure the safety of this community. In a recent Green Valley News opinion piece, I think they said it, the editorial expressed it extremely well. They don't want to, and I'm quoting here, they don't want to do anything that remotely supports law enforcement, even if it means sending a few babies through the windshield. The fact that those funds were rejected says it all. And then at your last meeting, I watched the videos, and this commission accused Sheriff Napier of lying. I did notice that those accusations weren't directed to him while he was in the room. It was after he left. I have never heard a more absurd statement. Sheriff Napier has gone above and beyond in regards to working with the commission in the name of transparency. And in his April 25th memo, he stated the department had not yet captured particular data that the commission accused him of lying about. He wants to do that. He wants to get that data, capture it, and make sure he's doing it accurately and transparently. And that's what I saw in that memo. That's what I saw in the videos. He stayed there in the room until he had answered every single question that every person had asked him. He was there the whole time. He has removed ICE from the jail to alleviate your concerns. He expressed several other things that he's done to alleviate your concerns. It certainly didn't alleviate mine, as I'm now more concerned that ICE is no longer in the facility. But that is the sheriff's call. That's his job. And he did that in an effort to work cooperatively and transparently with all of you, and to give you a level of comfort in working with him. He did that in good faith. However, this commission clearly is not operating in good faith. Your agenda has been clear from day one. The accusations that continue of targeting, obstructing, I've asked for that information as well. The Sheriff's Department data that they did have showed anything but targeting. And no one seems to have that data. It's just something thrown out there hoping that it sticks. Until you have the data, you shouldn't be making the statement. If you've got proof, bring it forward. As the sheriff said, he hasn't seen it either. However, you aren't just obstructing Trump or Sheriff Napier. You are obstructing and interfering with the safety and welfare of every citizen in this community. You are making this community and every citizen in it a whole lot less safe. It's not about whether it's a Democrat sheriff or a Republican sheriff. I voted for these grant funds when Sheriff Dupnick was here, when Sheriff Nanos was here. And again, this year, under Republican Sheriff Mark Napier, who doesn't make this about politics, who has tried to work with everyone, who has been a very honest and transparent sheriff, I'm going to still continue to support these grant funds requested by the Sheriff Department, and I strongly encourage my fellow supervisors to keep this community safe and do all you can to protect the community by voting yes. Thank you.